Hello and welcome to the program News on ABS Radio and Television. I am Eze Omuji. Today on the program we shall controlling noise pollution in the society. Noise is the only form of pollution that is ever present but rarely noticed. Despite its adverse effects, it can lead to loss of memory, deafness, or in some cases, psychiatric disorders. So, in today's program, we shall find out what noise is, noise pollution, and what are the causes of noise pollution, types of noise pollution, and of course, how we can control these unwanted sounds that disrupt normal sound in the environment. And we have in the studios Dr. Azubike Nkala, Department of Mass Communication, Paul University, Awka. Doctor, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
No.
My pleasure.
And we also have in the house Barrister Ifechukwu Dan Jacobs, a legal practitioner. Barrister, welcome.
Thank you, the presenter. Listeners are welcome to the program.
Yes, noise pollution. It is a matter of the moment, and of course, it is a sensitive matter for that instance. So we want to look at noise pollution. What is noise pollution? As a communication lecturer, Doc.
Yes. Noise pollution is the process or the system of using sound emitting devices that emits out sound that is above the normal decibel within a human environment. You see, noise, because of in terms of the scientific definition of noise, you find out that the factors that are involved are: one, the noise once is above the normal decibel in the human environment, it becomes a pollution and it becomes an illegality. Two, there are devices that are involved in noise pollution. One is the voice. When somebody is talking above the normal rate that the ear of the other human being will not adjudge as too high, it becomes noise pollution to the person you are talking to. Because in terms of communication, one is the source where the message originates. The other one is the destination, or what you call the decoder. That is the receptor, the receiver of the message. So when the message from a voice in terms of interpersonal communication is above the normal rate that the person receiving should hear, it becomes a pollution. It becomes an illegality. That's one in terms of voice. Another one is in terms of the use of electronic devices. When we talk of electronic devices, we are talking of microphones, we are talking of music, that is the loudspeaker. And then we are talking of any other audiovisual device that will make the communication, that's the message, the sound or the music, to be above the normal decibel that the other person is supposed to receive. And once it's above the normal decibel, then it becomes an attack, it becomes an assault, it becomes an embarrassment, a harassment to the receiver of the message. And then it becomes a noise in terms of the fact that it is above the value, it is beyond what is necessary to make your communication acceptable and receivable within a normal human society or a normal human environment. Okay?
Thank you.
So,
all right.
Yes,
that is just your definition of noise pollution. Now, Legally speaking, it is the duty of the National Environmental Standards and Regulation Enforcement Agency, established Act was established in 2007, to control noise pollution in society. And of course, they established the National Environmental Noise Standards and Control Regulations 2000. Its duty is to control noise levels and prohibit the generation of noise by place and time. Now, it seems that they're not living up to expectations. Can individuals now sue for noise pollution?
Of course, individuals can sue for noise pollution because they are the person directly affected most of the time. Even the noise generated by electric generating plants causes of noise pollution. So anything that is above the normal decibel required by the law is noise pollution. And if you are the individual affected, you can sue under law of tort for nuisance.
Public nuisance.
It is public, that's what we call public nuisance. An individual can sue a class. Class of people can sue. Even an establishment that's a legal entity can sue. Depending on the person affected, any person that is affected can enforce his or her right against that noise pollution. We have different sources of noise pollution the law prohibits, like the source, like electric generating plants, and noise from microphone churches. You know, in Nigeria now we are two religions. Many churches don't even control the use of their microphone. But because of the way we understand things of God, we are tolerating them. If people around us sue, they will recover.
And even bars and restaurants.
And they even obtain injunction to resell for further pollution of that noise. The problem is that our people are not sensitized of their rights in terms of noise pollution. Many are ignorant of that. And that is why many have not started to sue. There's few that are aware. There are many cases people have sued. They are recovered damages, substantial damages.
Talking about suing for noise pollution, Doc, which means because individuals have not sued and the NESRA have not done their work, the story becomes the same. The bars and restaurants and churches, they violate the law.
You see, the black man's idea of the pursuit of economic value has really diminished the sense of human existence in our society. You know, like let me use Igbo because I hope we can use Igbo.
Yes, we can.
Okay. Indian buying, you see, the Igbo also maka inweta ego na akụnụba has wetugo ife ndị ọzọ a na-eme bazie n'okpuru ana because ịbịa na buying inwere ego onwerozi ife ibu. And because of that, enwezi ife a na-akpọ rat race. And because of this rat race, the struggle to acquire wealth, so many people concentrate here on that rather than going to seek their own human welfare. Makana, like in the restaurants, ndị na-eme advertisement on na moto, and then they are advertisements for especially the herbal drugs from off their shops into the road and the traffic. You find out now, unknowingly to them and to us, on our cut down the life expectancy of the typical African man. Because in Aga, onye nke a ga na-ekpuchi gị ntị, onye nke ọzọ ga na-ekpuchi gị ntị, nke ọzọ ga na-ekpuchi gị ntị, onye nke ọzọ ga na-ekpuchi gị ntị. ịchọ ka ị complain ọ bụrụ na ị nọ na moto chọọ ka ị complain onye nọ by your side asị nwoke m gị mechie ọnụ ịchọ ka ọ ghara ile afịa. You know? So you find out that the primary target is now to use any means anybody can acquire in order to chase money. And in the process, they are now, one, committing offenses that is against the humanity, that is against the environment, because this environment requires normal good ecosystem for even fruits to produce. But when that, because one thing in the all those sound systems, they emit a level of electromagnetic wave, which you find out that affects the body of a human being. And then not tolerating, you find out that eventually the life expectancy, only Africa may be, and this is less than 65 years, less than 50 years, less than 45 years on the average. But because like 1 million people are down at the same time, but you find out so many people are dying because of noise pollution. So many people are getting deaf because of noise pollution. Of their own making.
Even the brain.
Even the human brain. You find out that ordinarily from the age of 80, the issue of amnesia is supposed to creep in. But today, amnesia and adjust to certain human being even at the age of 55. People they mostly forgetfulness even at the age of 55. Why? Because of these attacks from noise, harassment from noise, so many attacks on the human being. And I may absorb thinking that we are suffering and smiling. But we are not suffering and smiling. We are dying bit by bit. The African man is dying
without knowing it.
Without knowing it, we are dying bit by bit. So many people have lost their heart. So many people have lost their strength to do a lot of work. Why? Because of imperceptive acceptance of an illegality like noise pollution. Like the barrister said, our people have the fundamental human right to sue, to recover whatever assault that somebody is putting on ourselves. But because a typical African man, as far as he is living, going, and
accepts anything.
Accepts everything, yes. And believes that you know. So you find out that this coterie of what I called conservatism makes the typical African man to forget to pursue his own rights, and therefore the illegalities like noise pollution are now continuing.
But the government is there and they have made laws. I like
the problem we have in this country is not the issue of making the laws, but the enforcement of the law. We have wonderful, if you go to our laws, we have very good law that would have made the society to be better. But the problem is enforcement. People that are entrusted with the enforcement of law are doing nothing to enforce it. When it comes to that, maybe one thing or the other, due to corruption, if the person affected is more position and material, he can induce the enforcer and he will do the other way. But if it's possible, somebody that knows his or right very well, you cannot just stop on that. You go further in the law to pursue your right. Make sure that insist if there is an issue of enforcement, if the person refuses to, you can go further to court to issue writ of mandamus to the person that's supposed to enforce it or to enforce it. To compel him to do the right thing he's supposed to do. But the people we have in the society ignorance. Most of our people, most of the time, they don't know what they're supposed to do. However, people don't believe in seeking legal advice. We are still backward the issue of making use of professionals, especially lawyers in this society. You will see people, somebody that will have an issue and eventually go to court to address it. A friend of his or her will say, why are you making a lawyer rich? Why can't you forget it? Is it because of the noise? Do you want to stop him not to make his money? Even in an industrial area, there's a law level of decibel required. Not the one, the one required in the residential area is lower than the one. So if you choose to live in an industrial area, you can't complain if there is above the one required in the residential area. But the point of our cities today, we don't have industrial areas, we don't have residential areas, they are mixed up. Because in normal hours, a normal residential area, you don't require anything more than 55 decibel in the daytime. At night, you don't require anything more than 45 decibel. But in industrial, you can get up to 90 something. At a given time, it is not my law. But if an industry is being approved within the residential area, and such industry generates much noise that affect, if you sue, and they in the defense of the level of how will we not enforce it? So the government should help in planning the cities. Make sure that the industrial areas is mapped out for industries. The residential areas is meant for living for living purposes, not to mix them up. So that when you want to enforce, you enforce it strictly. No remedy, no defense of any kind. But in Aka here, do you have a city and industrial area? Before you know it, you want to map out an industrial area. Before you know it, the government authority that is responsible for approving building structures, we start to approve residential buildings in the same industrial area. We should start to do things right in this country so that the issue of enforcement will not be a problem. Although in our society today we have not even actually started to pursue our rights on the issue of noise pollution. Like in the open market, this noise people are making to sell. You're not supposed to do that.
Even the churches, I was asking
about the churches now, people just already. Now, if you sue, there's one case, although it ended up in let's say court in somebody sued the church for disturbing him with noise pollution. After all said and done, the court awarded some damages to him and they said the church. You know, it's like you can't report down such a judgment in law report because it's just a lower court. It's not court of record. There's other cases that have been decided even at high court. We have plethora of authorities that have decided on the issue of noise pollution. But the major problem we have is that the majority of our police are aware that they can enforce their rights on the issue of noise pollution. There's need for enlightenment.
We need sensitization.
To sensitize people to know their rights.
Is it because people have not sued? Even the example, must we make a noise to make a business, to sell, to prosper financially? The church then of the is it because of the mentality, level of mentality here? Now, we're not going to get them or to about it being.
You know, societies differs. Okay? The white man's society seeks of justice all the time and the process of doing things right. However, this society of the white man's society, within the 4th to 9th and 10th centuries, they were in this situation we were now. It was through development that they came to the level they are now. Now, African societies are developing. We are in a situation where America was in 1928 and 1930s, when the issue of rat race started. So that America was in this situation where we are now in the 1920s and 1930s. Now they have developed and they have gone higher. Now for us in this part of the world, Nigeria and Africa, we are developing. We have come from colonialism to this level. So, and with time, we are going to overcome. But now that we have not yet overcome, you find out that our problem as human beings, like I said earlier, is that of achieving objective of making money. And that objective is destroying us. So coming to your question, must we do things that are wrong in order to make money? No, we are not supposed to do that. But we find out that we believe that with development, with conscientization, with mobilization, with government effort, with institutional development, then with awareness and with our outgrowing the issue of corruption, outgrowing the issue of laissez-faire attitude, a time will come when we begin to get to the level of the society where the enthronement of justice becomes our own target. We are still developing. You see this issue we are in, we are going to overcome it. There is no doubt about that. But the issue is that for us not to die before we overcome it, we should learn to enforce our rights as human beings. And the person making the noise should learn to accommodate the other person. What Nigeria has not come to establish is the duties of institutions. Normally in societies where responsibilities are handed to institutions, you don't have problems. Like in Nigeria, security is handed over to the police. That's within this society. And then territorial control of terrorism and enemy is handed over to the army and the air force and all this. The same way, the institution government handed over the issue of pollution of noise is necessary. And each time I see Nasria Vero moving within and around Oka and Onitsha, and they don't arrest the people who are making noise, disturbing within the urban environment. It is their duty. They are failing in their own duty
to go around and find out.
Yes, you don't have to wait until somebody dies before you say that your noise pollution caused his death. The institution that is responsible for enforcement of illegality of noise should do their job. Today, Anambra State is becoming better because the ATMA, the motor traffic enforcement agencies, have been arresting and prosecuting and collecting money. They have arrested me about 2 or 3 times, and I paid upwards of 30,000.
And you learned your lesson.
And I learned my lesson. Okay? So you find out that enforcement is very, very important. Today, when I drive on the road, I become careful. because I look and say, look at these, look at these boys. So I become careful, and it makes me to be conscious of obeying traffic rules. So I'm using this opportunity to call on Israel to enforce the statutory laws upon which they were established. If you pass through a Gawker on a normal atmosphere, say Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you be sure that
somebody gets mad.
Yeah, I mean, it can be nauseating. The nuisance is too much. This person will be advertising that his herbal medicine cures all the ailments in the world. It cures cancer, it cures this, it cures that, it cures that. What laboratory tests have shown that herbal medicine cures all this? And you are advertising it, and the uninformed people are now taking it as the truth. You know, there are things that should be enforced so that the society will be right.
Without enforcement, people will not be deterred from noise pollution. Many of them knew that it's wrong in what they're doing, but because nobody have actually challenged them, they continue that. When you do a thing that is wrong and nobody complain, if you get to a point you believe that you're not doing wrong thing again.
I can relate to what to do, how we can solve the noise pollution.
Yes, all the two-dimensional. One bụ onye a na-edistọọ. Mgbe onye o ruru to the level that no onye ahụ agaghị atolerate. The white man na-asị, when you push me to the wall, I'm going to bounce back and fight for my right. So for us as human beings, as individuals, my advice is that ka anyị ghara ichezi mgbe e push into the wall, because by the time I get push into the wall, onye afọ anwụọ. So the right thing bụ onye disturb or seek for the enforcement of your right. Enwere FIDA, Federation of International Women Lawyers. Then enwere the other one established by Oboni Obosi. I can't remember his name. Nigerian Legal Aid Council. Then there were so many civil society. Then there were civil society organizations. To enforce their rights, especially against noise pollution. Because our people don't understand the issue of noise pollution. On bit by bit. Two, on reach his total life expectancy. When suppose 80 years, by the time he was 60 years or more, then on a course amnesia. If somebody possibly enjoy 2 times 2 or 3 or 4, or who knows and the man again, or constant harassment to the brain, constant harassment and assault to the heart, and even to the total body, because this biological system of the body, all the made up, all the totally integrated. So on assault. Na-enwe assault ifu na mmadụ na-agbada. So ka anyị mụta ije si onye a mkpọtụ anyị na-eme n'ebe a generator gị na-eme, mkpọtụ a redio gị na-eme n'anyasị, egwu anyị na-eti ọ na-enye m nsogbu. Ịkwụsị ya mkpọrọ gị polisi because all right mmadụ. Can you low to that level of enforcing our rights? Can you wait dingo? Otherwise, only I'm 45 years only each and all just or Then two, institutions, government safety all should enforce their own responsibilities. Each institution its own statutory responsibility. Like ABS is doing communication, news programs, sensitization and all this. Let all the institutions rise to their own responsibilities under the law.
Thank you. 30 seconds, Barrister.
Well, there is need for people to stand up to defend themselves over noise pollution. Don't be shy or don't be afraid to go to your neighbor or to a person that is causing out noise pollution. Warn him or her. I'm not comfortable with this. After 2 or 3 times warning, we can take up that person in court. He will not complain again that you are not giving enough notice.
I will report to NESRA.
Or you report to appropriate authority.
Appropriate authorities. Thank you very much, Barrister Chukwuda Jacobs, a legal practitioner, and of course, Dr. Azubike Kala, the Department of Mass Communication, Paul University, Oka. Thank you for coming.
Thank you. Thank you very
Right,
much.
we can stop noise pollution by reducing your radio level to a very low level. Use less horns while driving, and use the loudspeakers to be very low. You can also plant more trees. We plant more trees to reduce the noise pollution. Sensitization is important, and location of railway and airports terminals should be, at the designated areas. We want to thank you on behalf of everybody here, and of course, Don Onyenji and Eze Onwuchi. Wish you well. See you again. Bye for now.